So hey Dante,
What?
you like football?
We're not doing this joke again. Now for the second episode in a row.
Nobody even heard it last time.
Oh my God.
My favorite football team, Dante, is the CALLOUS DAOBOYS. No, I'm not messing up the name of a football team. We are here with our first guests on the cliff. Two incredibly talented musicians in one of the best bands going right now. And we have Carson Pace and Adam Collins from the CALLOUS DAOBOYS. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Hi, I'm Carson Pace.
Hey, I'm Adam Collins.
This is I think that's the first time I've ever introduced myself into a microphone as that.
Yeah.
So that's weird. But
Do you introduce yourself as like a nickname sometimes, or like?
No.
No.
But I have. It's been a very long time since I said hi. I'm Carson Pace.
Yeah.
So,
Something for you
yeah.
to do in your next show then when you run
Exactly.
Up on stage.
No. Yeah. I want to give everyone in the audience my first and last name so they have the context of our band.
Sometimes I think about my own name and I'm like, that's not my name.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's actually not your name. Your name's Turner.
Yeah, my first name is actually Turner.
That's new
But-
information to me.
Yeah.
So is Adam your middle name?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, so you know those sometimes bands will have these spots in songs where they're playing them and then like everything kind of dies down and then the singer's like, we got Gort Gillespie on the guitar
And everyone's supposed to be like,
We
ah!
got-
Yeah.
Garfield's Jim Davis on the drums, and then like someone else introduces the singer,
Yeah.
and the singer's always like, oh please no.
Oh, come on, stop. Like, I didn't just
I don't
introduce
even-
all of you.
Our songs are so short and so many things happen in them that I don't think we could ever do something like
Yeah.
that.
You could
But
do-
I would like to. I would like to be, this is Adam Collins on the guitar.
I'd be very thankful.
This is Turner Collins.
This is
Turner.
Turner Adam Collins.
I feel like if there's one moment that y'all could do that, it would be in the in the little like interlude of Barnstormer, where like there would be a dinner scene.
I would have to introduce everyone very
It
quickly.
would be
Yeah.
a speed round. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been times where like you've like talked in that little part, like and like
Does it
said,
throw you off when I do that live?
No.
Because if we're playing to an audience, for context, everybody, go listen to our song, The Absolute Barnstormer.
Yes, do that.
Shameless plug. There's a point in this song where on the record, I decided to maybe just do this stupid restaurant skit that for some reason I was allowed to do. God allowed me to for some goddamn reason. Anyway, live, I will say other things into that.
Sure, yeah.
Because without the context of the song live, me asking the audience how their
How's the
steak
steak
tartare
tartare?
is very confusing.
Sure.
So you don't have like the backtrack playing?
No, God no. We don't have any backtracks
no.
whatsoever.
Sick.
We're too poor. There's no way. Like, I also not our last band, but my last band had someone on a computer all the time, either doing backtracks or
forgot about
synths.
that. Yeah.
And it was just so annoying. So we've never like employed a synth or any sort of computer.
I feel like
live.
the day we get a backing track is the day that we sell out. Not to say that like there's nothing wrong with the backing track, but like
it
we're-
works for some bands.
Yeah,
but,
we're just not that type of band.
Totally.
We also like there are parts on the record that are like faster than the way we play them live. Like we play the Blackberry breakdown probably at least like 5 or 10 BPM slower.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because
Slower
breakdowns
live?
should be slower live. Yes.
Slower live, okay.
Yeah, because then everyone has the chance to kick somebody in the face.
Yes.
So.
Okay. I didn't know that. All right.
Cool. Well, so yeah, speaking of Blackberry DeLorean, y'all just put that song out.
Yes, we did.
A week ago from right now. Of course, this episode coming out in a week and a half. But
Sure.
the song having
Yeah.
just come out last week, can y'all talk about just kind of, I mean, with all 3 singles being out now, the album coming out next week, what's that been like, having a taste of this album out for the world? What have you kind of been experiencing?
I want to know Adam's answer first.
I'm honestly very blown away by it. Like my family that I haven't like talked to in like years has
Yeah.
been coming out of the woodworks. Like, hey, you're actually doing something with your life.
No kidding.
Good job. And I'm like, thank you so much.
That's how it always happens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really weird because like my aunt, she was like, this isn't my favorite type of music, but like it's really cool that you're doing things, and like my family sharing like posts. Like we're on an alt press
Yeah. Yes.
thing about like 20 bands you should be listening to, like up and coming bands.
That was crazy.
And yeah, my aunt like shared it. My dad shared it like 5 times, which is hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, Adam's dad posting about this is my favorite because he'll like tag. He shares it at least like once or twice a week.
Sure.
And he'll tag just whoever in it. And it's just like he'll be like your nephew plays lead guitar.
But I'm really happy with how everything's kind of been going. Like I don't think that I could have said that I expected the response that we've gotten from everything that we've released in the past couple weeks. Like when we released our first single in the music video, I was blown away.
Yeah.
Because we got so many views, we got so many comments, we got shares, we got likes and reacts on Facebook, listens on Spotify, that like I was just astonished by.
I think I looked at it yesterday, and Fake Dinosaur Bones has like 16,000 plays on Spotify right now.
It does.
Which is insane.
That's like honestly, and I'm quickly discovering that no matter how high our Spotify number is, it does not satisfy me, and I always want more, and there's always a bigger fish, as Qui-Gon Jinn says. But it's been just nuts. Like, the fact that people are like buying the record is probably the weirdest part, because we've only ever done like one run of CDs for our second EP. And then we got those tapes, and like cassette tapes are a novelty. I don't care if you can play them or if you can't play them, they're a novelty. And I don't know when that's going to go out of style, but until it does, we're going to keep printing tapes. But like the fact that people wanted this on vinyl after only hearing one song was like, that was enough for me to be like satisfied with how this went.
Yeah.
And then like just how big that Blackberry and Fake Dinosaur Bones have gotten. Like, it's just been so ridiculous, and it was pretty crazy. We had somebody mic grab at a show in Charlotte for Fake Dinosaur Bones, and I was like, this is so weird.
I'm just blown away. Like you said, like with the vinyl, like I never thought I'd make music that would ever be printed on vinyl.
Yeah, me either.
Like that blows my mind, and and we got the discography CD, and just the fact that like all this stuff is happening like before my eyes, like it's almost like I'm just watching it happen, and it's
we
like
don't
watching
really
a
have
movie.
control over it anymore. It's really weird.
Yeah, no, like everything's just kind of like I don't want to say like taken out of our hands, because we still obviously have control, but like people are just doing things.
Yeah.
And like releasing like these like special edition things. Like I think we're getting like trading cards or something.
Yeah, we
like,
are getting
sick.
trading cards from.
Sick.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's one of the labels that helped us put the record out, Pattern Recognition, is doing this tape box set of all of our releases, and then they made trading cards of all of us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
I hope that your picture on your trading card is the picture of you from the Blackberry video with the bandana over your face.
I think they're all live shots, but I think it might be 2 photos of each.
Yeah,
of us.
because
I don't know what my stats are gonna be. I don't know what my field goal percentage was last year.
the one that I know is going to be used, because Jay Dino, shout out to Jay Dino again.
We love
he
you,
messaged
baby.
me, or they messaged me yesterday, and we're like, hey, is it okay? Do you have the rights to this picture? Blah blah blah. And I had to like jump through all these hoops and be like, yeah, you can use it. And
The
That's
fact
awesome.
that's our answer, I guess. It's just been crazy.
Overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, very overwhelming.
So was there a time before these 3 singles that you had like the same feeling, or no? Or is this like completely different?
This, to me at least, this is completely different than like anything I think we've ever done, or at least I've done, because it's just on such a grander scale. Like, we're actually getting exposure from this, because like we'd release something or do something, and we want exposure, obviously, and people to react and enjoy the music and enjoy what we're doing. And people did enjoy it, but just to this extent. I feel like we've just like, it's like an exponential growth.
Absolutely.
At this point.
And like, the other thing is, like, I also see less and less people sharing us because of our name, which used to happen all the time. Is like, people would be like, yeah, I haven't heard this band, but this name is hilarious. But now it's just like, yeah, I have no idea how to pronounce their name, but this rips. Because some people don't get the joke.
Yeah.
But, which is fine if you don't get it.
I think we've kind of moved away from, I don't want to say like our gimmicks, because like early on, people like, kind of liked us because, we had a funny name and we had a violin player and we're such harsh music, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, these guys are so funny, blah blah blah. And I think people are mainly interested in us for like that kind of line of thinking, but now people like legitimately like us, and not necessarily for those
particular gimmicks. Yeah.
So while you're talking about it, I know you really wanted to know.
Yeah, do you have my question?
Oh, I have them. I can pull them up.
I had to send him all my questions because when I was upgrading my phone, I lost everything.
Sure,
So I was
yeah,
like,
I know.
oh shit. I was like, take this.
I get it.
But
First question is.
it was actually the first question I wrote down. So, what inspired the move to include violin in the band?
I think just like I just kind of wanted to play music with Amber. Like that's like really what it boils down to. Is like Amber and I were hanging out a lot, and I was like, I want to start this metal band because our emo band was going nowhere, and I was like, I want to start this metal band, and I was like, fuck it, I can write violin parts to this, and like also it was just so shrill, and I thought like if it was playing, because most of what Amber does, which I think a lot of people like want us to be a little more gimmicky when they see that we have a violinist, but like what Amber primarily is doing is she's following lead guitar parts and making them more shrill.
Yes.
And like people say they can't hear on Fake Dinosaur Bones, and I'm like, hey, guitars don't make that noise. Like that's not a noise that a guitar can make.
If you took the violin out of the song, you would totally.
Yeah, no, you'd absolutely notice it. And like I kind of was like, it might just be fun to have her on stage. And also like that was back when we were gonna be like a little bit more Southern, and that ended up not happening because I don't know how to write Southern.
Yeah, because our whole thing was when we first started, we wanted to play on like country bills,
Really?
like infiltrate like the country scene.
We were
like,
gonna make
Yeah.
fake country music to do this.
That's
too.
amazing.
And then we would get on the bill and just play this horrible. Like this is 100% like how the band started, and then like our emo band broke up, and I was like, well, I have all these dumb songs that we wrote. Let's just record them and get them out of the way so I can like actually go make art with this project. And like that's why we did 2 EPs in a year.
Yeah.
Like, it was because I was just like, get these songs out of the way. Like
Yeah, no, and I was in a stupid band, and then I thankfully...
you were in an amazing band. What are you talking about?
and Carson, came up to me, and I was like, yeah, I want to play metal, because I was just playing like punk stuff, like is indie whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, I would love to play guitar in a metal band.
Yeah.
That's like all I wanted to do. And
our first was practice was literally just me and you learning Roman Holiday by Every Time I Die. Yeah, it was hilarious.
So I know you talked about it on Metal Trenches, how like you had to kind of get a couple of the other like members on board with like by explaining it. It's like we're gonna sound like this, we're gonna sound like that.
Yeah,
so
sure.
were you more like just kind of like cool, let's do it? Like you heard metal and you were like, this is what I want to follow anyway.
Yeah, like I didn't necessarily know what kind of music we were going to be playing.
Sure.
It was mostly just I want to play guitar, and I know it's going to be heavy, and I know whatever Carson wants to do, it's going to go somewhere.
Sure.
Like Carson is the type of person that's very driven in what they do. And I was just like, yes, you're like my best friend. I just want to play music with you.
Sure.
I don't care what happens.
Yeah. Thus started our almost 3-year journey. Yeah.
Very nice.
Which, like that's for sure why I included Adam. But I definitely told you, like, I want to sound like Ghosts. I want to sound like Mastodon. I definitely told you, like, those things. And I was like, it's going to be just screeching feedback and horrible chords. And
honestly, I'm fine with that. I was just happy to be playing music. Because, like, I stopped playing music in the band before because we just kind of fell apart. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I had to be playing music no matter what I was doing.
Yeah.
Because I was just in a weird place, and like all I wanted to do was play music. I had to be in a band. I had to find something to do.
You had just gotten what's his name?
Oh, I was just about to ask about
guitar.
that. Bill Kelleher's guitar.
Yeah, you had just gotten Bill Kelleher's guitar as well.
I was gonna ask that since you brought up Mastodon. Let's just ask it now. How did you get Bill from Mastodon's guitar?
Okay,
this is a great story.
This is a great story. So, there is a documentary company. I don't know exactly how to categorize them, but it's this website called Fret 12. They basically do documentaries on like different artists and stuff like that. They've done like artist stories for like Bill Kelleher, like Mark Tremonti, Brent Hines, like just a bunch of like big name.
We're
Like,
talking big names. We're talking Eve 6. We're talking Tonic. We're talking Incubus.
yeah, but I think one day I was just on Facebook and I saw that they were doing some kind of giveaway.
Okay.
For Bill Kelleher's guitar, and I was like, and at the time I was on this really big bender where I was like, the only guitar that I ever want is a Brendan Small Thunderhorse Explorer and the Bill Kelleher Golden Axe. And I saw that there was this giveaway, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna enter the giveaway. Like all I have to do is submit my name, my email, and like that was it.
Easy enough.
And
you won.
I sent it away.
Sorry to shorten your story. Your stories are just longer than I expected.
Yeah, no. But I sent off the entry, and it was probably a couple months. I don't remember exactly when it was, but I just remember there's like a 3-day stretch of like shows that I played with my old band, and I just, for whatever reason, did not check my email that entire weekend, which is really weird for me because I check my email like every day.
Okay.
He does.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
I can vouch for that, actually.
And it was Sunday, and I checked my email, and I had gotten an email from Fret 12. I think it was like some guy's email, and he was like, "Hey, I'm with Fret 12, blah blah blah. You know, you've won this guitar. Please respond in 48 hours." And he had sent that on Saturday, like Saturday morning, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Oh,
so I went to Fret 12's website, and I like went to their contact, and I was like, "Hey, I just got an email. Is this real? Is this fake? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "There's no way this is real." And the guy emails me back with a screenshot of the message that I had sent to the website, and he's like, "Hey, this is 100% real." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I just won Bill Kelleher's guitar."
Yeah. And now I can't ever shut up.
And we talked about it. He called me on the phone, and I realized that a few weeks before that, he had added me on Facebook, and I was like, "Who's this guy? Like, I don't know this guy. He lives in Chicago.
When fucking
I don't have-
randoms add me on Facebook.
Right? I thought he was just like a spam bot because I
Wow,
played music.
yeah.
And
Like hey, we're Neverlands from
yeah, exactly. And
The worst
hated those.
messages to come into the band's inbox by far are when it's like, "We're so and so with so and so records, loving the new singles," and we're
Yeah.
like,
It's like,
"God."
wow, how many bands have you sent this to today?
No, yeah, it feels like that, or it's like, are we the one band in Atlanta that like you found? Because there are so many.
It's like the band scenes version of like these girls who are like doing pyramid schemes now.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're like, "Hey
Yeah.
girl, saw your Instagram page and loved it. I wanted to get you involved in my weight loss program." Like
Yeah,
that
no.
shit. That's what this is.
Or the bands that DM you who are like, "Hey, and like I got a DM from Upon a Burning Body, who is not a small band at all.
Yeah,
The night after I saw them, and they said, "Hey, check out our new album. I just saw you like 12 hours ago."
That's crazy.
It was
That's
like, but like
impressive.
I've gotten that from like obviously a lot of small bands. Like unfortunately, like Out Came the Wolves. Not to shit on Out Came the Wolves or anything,
But shitting on Out Came the Wolves.
it's completely taking a shit on them.
Who's in that band again?
Oh man.
It looks like
I-
Ollie Sykes and
No, yeah, and they had Ollie Sykes on a song, didn't they?
They sure did.
But it looks like Ollie Sykes
Yeah.
and like Kellen Quinn had a baby.
oh,
I-
God.
But he's got
no.
like that bleach blonde
I know
hair.
who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
We've seen them open for so many shows that we were excited
seen them
about
8
and had to
times.
sit through like 30 minutes of that. That like,
Yeah, no, that was There are a few bands like that.
it's hard to like be nice about it after that many times, like sitting through it. It's like you want to be like, oh well, you know, everybody's got, but like after so many times, you're like, okay, I just want to say it. I don't fucking like you. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
the
fucking
first,
like
yeah.
you.
the first 2 times you're like, oh, okay, maybe it was like the sound quality, maybe it was this and that. Like
We're in
you
Hell
get
at the
to, like,
Masquerade. Maybe they make
Yeah,
something
it sounds
weird.
like garbage here.
Yeah,
and
like,
let's
You get to like round 6 and you're like, all right, dude.
and then you go from 695 to Kenny's Alley, and it's like
the point of all of this is that Adam won Bill Kelleher's guitar.
yeah.
And congratulations.
And congratulations.
I
And
appreciate
I
it.
hope you tell everyone.
Oh my
forever.
gosh.
I mean,
Funny enough, today on my Facebook memories, there was a meme that I shared like 2 years ago, and it was like a weird face I made, and I had like top text, bottom text it to say like when it's been like 5 minutes and you haven't told anybody you won Bill Kelleher's
Yes.
guitar, and
Yeah.
I laughed at it and I was like, oh my god.
That's good stuff.
Because I saw that on your bio on Facebook. I think it says yes,
Yeah.
I'm the guy who won Bill Keller's
Because that
guitar.
used to just be a whole thing. I used to play shows with that guitar all the
that's
time.
dangerous.
Yeah, well, no, here's the thing. That guitar sounds so good,
I
first
believe
of
it.
all.
I
It's
believe
amazing. We have recorded... It is on every album, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
on every release that we've done because it just sounds so good. And, when did you stop playing it out? Probably around the time that didn't I kick it or something like that?
No.
Okay, good.
It was the...
that was weighing on my conscience.
right after Animal Tetris released.
Really?
Yeah.
You played it for that long?
Yeah. No,
damn.
because it just got to the point where I was like, I don't really want to play an Explorer anymore. I just bought this new $300 guitar that
which
I'm
is
in
the
love
one you
with.
play now.
Yeah. And I just don't want to hurt it or anything like that.
Definitely.
Because that guitar is so
It's so
amazing.
gorgeous.
I talked to the guy at Fret 12 about it, and he told me the story behind it. How it was Bill's personal guitar. He handpicked the wood. It was the
Nice.
last one ever made. It's just all these
It's
different
special.
things.
Yeah.
It should be in a glass case.
It's
Anyway, thanks for talking about Bill Kelleher's guitar with us. We're going to go.
So that's
Yeah.
the end of the episode. If you want to know more about Bill Kelleher's guitar, please message Turner Adam Collins on Facebook.
Thank you.
No, so you talked about kicking his guitar. So I wanted to ask you about this. I've wanted to ask you about this forever, not even just
Okay.
on the podcast. Stage presence, because you have one of the craziest, and in a good way, best stage presences I've seen, comparatively to Jason Butler
Jason
of Let
Butler.
Live, is how I always talk about it. Because
Yeah.
you were
Thank
just
you.
all over the stage, and you bring an insane amount of energy to where even if people don't, because I know the first time that I saw you guys was at this vinyl record store. It was a Christmas show with Oceaneer. 3 years
His
ago.
Rock. That was at His Rock.
His Rock. That was
That's
the
the.
place.
That
you
is-
said vinyl record store, and I was like, when have we played a record
Yeah.
store?
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah.
His Rock.
Yeah,
And
that was the first and only show we have ever played without Amber. She got a seizure that morning. Do you remember?
Oh,
Damn.
yeah. That was that show?
Yeah.
my
Because
God.
I was doing an
That
interview
show was awful.
with Oceaneer that day for I was writing for the Odyssey at the time, so I was interviewing them for that
Amazing.
show. Yeah. But no, and I saw y'all at that show, and I was totally not ready for math metalcore yet at that point in my 18-year-old life.
Sure,
But
yeah.
just because of your presence on stage, all of you guys, but you specifically just being everywhere because you can be more by not having to be holding an instrument and hoping that you don't break
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I was like, holy shit. Okay, I don't know what this is right now, but I fucking love it. It's
Thank
good.
you.
So how do you bring that every day? Because there are days where you just can't.
Sure.
man.
No, there's and I kind of had to talk to Adam and was it you who was you need to do more stage presency things?
Kind of?
Yeah, eventually you're great now, but early on.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was we were trying to do, if you weren't playing, you should be just moving.
Sure.
It does not matter. And that's kind of what I did at first, where I would do vocals and then move around when I wasn't singing. But honestly, it just comes from a place of I know that if I do this, at least people are gonna remember it.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to do when you're playing to nobody.
Yeah.
But we played a show in St. Louis, and that was absolutely the worst my stage presence has ever been. And I just stood with my back to the non-existent crowd.
Yeah.
And we just played.
That
and it
show
horrible.
was something. For whatever reason, I was I'm going to go ham at this show, and I broke my guitar.
Yeah, he broke his guitar. Sam did a backflip during Fake Dinosaur Bones.
Yeah.
Lord knows
we
why.
We were
Not
just
the
fucking
show to
around
do
that entire
Yeah.
set because we were just there's literally no one here. We're playing in a haunted Bavarian.
Yeah.
It was a haunted Bavarian Mexican restaurant.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
there was no
There
one
was
there.
a tiny house inside of it, and that's where the bathrooms were. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
So how many people
yeah,
were there?
Seven.
besides the other bands, maybe 7. It sucks. Yeah.
That's always rough. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And then in Chicago, a bunch of people showed up but did not stay for us, which sucked.
That
but,
sucks too. Yeah.
No, but when it comes to bringing it, I meditate beforehand. I do breathing exercises beforehand. I have to be very calm and sort of in this mindset of whatever happens. And I'm never optimistic about the show either. Literally never. That's how I get my stage
Interesting.
presence up is
You feel like you have to do that as part of it. Yeah.
the pessimism is going to be the reason I'm
Gotcha.
nuts. And like optimism will just absolutely kill me and make me too like, you know, I just start off with my expectations so low for every show.
Wow. I can
I'm
see
like,
that.
this is the one where everyone turns on us.
Okay.
I can see the math behind that.
Yeah. No, that's crazy. I mean, like, and you know, like from a theater perspective, like I know that when we have smaller audiences at our performances, that makes it hard to bring it too. So like the smaller the crowd, totally. So like yeah. I mean, that's totally. I mean, that's interesting though. Like
we're overdue for a show where I just want the set to end because St. Louis was the last one and we haven't had one since. But there's definitely going to be a show coming up.
You think it's going to happen on this tour this year?
We're overdue for one.
I hope
yeah.
not, but it'll probably happen.
There's shitty shows every tour.
So because you want the like set to be over, can you just not end it? Or does the
No,
like,
I just
you
power
just go
through
through
because
it?
I know that the band wants to play more songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, at that point, it's just like in St. Louis, it was just like practice. At that point, it was like, what song have we not done in a while? Let's just do that one.
Were you headlining or were you just featuring on that one?
Oh,
We
I think
were
we played
co-
second to last. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was our tour with the Threats, and that was, I think, technically a co-headliner.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Got it.
yeah.
Well, you know, I think it definitely helps that we always see you in like Atlanta shows, or at least Atlanta area shows. So you have like local friends and local people. So I would definitely wanted to ask y'all about like what it means to have a community like we have here. You know, we have a lot of like obviously a lot of great bands in this scene, but then we do have like a lot of good friends and family members that are at. I mean, if not all of, almost all of these shows, you know, especially with like we're able to do a thing like Big Gig, which, you know, the fact that we were able to do that this year and that is happening again next year and probably for the foreseeable future.
God, that happened this year.
Yeah.
That was in January.
It was 5
Yeah,
months
dude.
ago, and it
Oh
feels
my
like it was
gosh.
forever ago. But I mean, that was such a cool representation of how good this music scene can be when you can gather everyone at the right time in the right place. I mean, the energy in that room was amazing. So I just wanted to ask you what it means to have such a good and like a live scene, both with the bands and with like support from non-band members as well.
You know, the Big Gig I feel like was like a huge like turning point for us because like that was the best show we had played in Atlanta in like a really long time. Like the I think the time before when we played the Mask was with War on Women and the Hers Collective, and like,
that was only
that was just
all
not
right
our show.
Okay.
That was just not our show that night. And then like Big Gig, we had, I think the record was about to go into mastering at that point.
Yeah.
And like I go through these phases periodical, and much like a bad show, I am overdue for one. Where I'll listen back to the record and I'll be like, a kindergartner made this. I'm like, a 5-year-old made this album. Like, this album sucks. It's the worst thing ever. And I was kind of going through a prolonged version of that before the Big Gig. And then like we played it and it was just like, okay,
yeah,
people care about us.
I remember that show being absolutely insane.
Yeah, that show was bonkers.
Just because, like, that was like the first show of the year for us, obviously, because it was like
It was
the
like the
fourth
fifth day of the year or something like that.
And
yeah.
it was just like we went out there and like just played like so hard, and I was like, even I was like, oh, okay, this is how this year is going to be.
Yeah.
And I feel like it really set the precedent for everyone in the band. And we were all just blown away just by the support that we got, the reaction that we got from the crowd. And like Carson said, like, but before that, we'd been attempting to play shows out of state.
Okay.
Because I feel like we've gotten great reception out of state as well.
Beyond St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for in St. Louis.
Like, specifically, like...
Really tarnishing that poor city's name.
Well, they just won the Stanley Cup last night, so
Yeah,
they're fine
oh my
there.
God.
Yeah, that's true.
They are not thinking about the
Go
Callous
Blues.
Daoboys right now.
Yeah.
But, like, we've played in, like, North Carolina a couple times, and every time we play there, it's insane. Like, we played...
South Carolina's good too. Columbia was awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, the Carolinas are awesome. And, like, everyone there just seems so genuine and nice and into the music.
Yeah.
And, like they actually want to be there to support you. And not just, like, someone's going to a show and, you know, just to do whatever. And then, you know, they leave halfway through your set. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You can leave whenever
we don't
you
give a
want.
shit.
But, like, people, like actually came up to us, like, more so, like, people we just didn't know. That would be like, hey, that was awesome. And obviously, we didn't know them because.
Yeah, no, it's cool when like people are like, oh, I'm here to see your band when we're playing out of state, and I'm like, don't say that.
And the fact that we have like actual fans out of state is also just kind of mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Like isn't it like Chicago? Like
Yeah, Chicago's whipping ass in Spotify plays. It is like
No kidding.
maybe 2 listeners behind Atlanta. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you guys tell I'm obsessed with our Spotify stats? That's what the entire next record is about. About how bad I am at checking it. Meaning I check it hourly.
I don't blame you.
Sounds like you and our podcast.
Yeah, I can't lie. I do the same thing.
It's addicting, man.
It is.
It's like, and just know that number,
Yeah.
it's never gonna be big enough for you.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I swear to God, man. Like I thought I would have so much like warmth in my
Yeah.
heart, and I'd feel so content once we hit 10,000 plays on a song. Nothing. It was as if you had brushed my face with a feather. Nothing. Baby shit.
Well, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about, Die on Mars, right? As I don't even know if we've really fully explained what we're hyping up here.
Yeah.
So we've just kind of
jumped
been
in on
shitting.
So we have this guitar we're giving away next week.
So we're giving away Adam's guitar. So you guys have your first full-length album called Die on Mars coming out. And
Sorry, Adam looked at me funny.
so y'all have your first full-length album coming out called Die on Mars. It comes out the day before this episode comes out, June 21st. It's available everywhere. There are vinyl presses coming out. There's going to be ways to buy it on Bandcamp and everywhere else and all that. So first of all, what is the direction y'all are taking versus, like, is there going to be a big difference in terms of what y'all sound like and kind of the vibe you're going for versus what you did with these EPs, My Dixie Wrecked and Animal Tetris? Is there like a new direction? Obviously a similar sound from what you can tell from the songs, but
I thought that sounded familiar. That was my question.
my bad. I owe you one.
Well, no, that's okay. Sorry that he stole it from you.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm
I'll
an
take one of
asshole.
his.
Yeah, take one of mine.
Yeah, no, do that. Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, we had that first EP written as sort of like I was like, yeah, I kind of want to do a punk record, and like I don't really know what I'm doing as far, like I had never written metal, like period, ever in my life, because I was like that's not for me. Like I don't get to do cool things like that. I thought I was just like destined to make this like very pretty twinkly emo stuff, and like that ended up not happening at all.
Sure.
So when we made My Dixie Wrecked, it was just fooling around, and like I said, like once Daoboys became my only project, I was like, okay, I kind of want to like steer the art I was trying to do into this. And then that's about halfway through the year, like the first year we were a band, I was like, I'm going to start on this full length. And like literally the day after we finished recording Animal Tetris, I started writing it.
Wow.
And like Animal Tetris, we had 2 former members play on that record, and like it just really wasn't their style of music. And
Yeah.
I was trying to be very ambitious and out there with Animal Tetris. Like I thought that if those songs were played the way I wanted them to be played, like it would be a much cooler and much more cohesive record. Unfortunately, like just so many changes had to happen for that album to just get finished. Like I was sick on the day that we recorded vocals too.
Damn.
And like that was our one day, like because
I
we did it
remember
back
that.
to back, and I was like I'm like so sick, and I just like pounded tea and got through like the entire record in one day, and it was awful. So Animal Tetris was like a huge disappointment. Like I really wanted that record to be good, and it just did not come out that way. I know that people like it, but like for the life of me, I don't understand why. So yeah, pretty much the day after we recorded that, our old drummer left, and as did our bassist was out of the band at that point too. And I was just like showing our new drummer and the person who is now our bassist all this new stuff, and Jackie, our bassist, was like, you gotta keep going like down this route. And I did a lot of just like sort of consulting as far as like who I wanted to hear the songs, and a big part of that was I Skyped a couple times with Liam from the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Nice.
And he was like, don't write riffs. He was like, songs aren't riffs, like, and riffs aren't songs. He was like, if a riff comes naturally, good. He was like, plot out what you want to say with each one. And at that point, I think we had like, I was combing through like 17 or maybe even 20 different demos for the record. And then I sent them to my friend Paul from the band Arms and Carnival Ghosts. And I was like, hey man, what do you think of these? And he was like, you can't just put 7 different parts in a song. Like he was like condense it.
Yeah.
And then I pretty much didn't write anything for 2 months. I just rearranged things on those 20 or so demos that I had, and I rewrote a few parts. And then like the structure of the album just kind of came naturally. Like I knew I wanted there to be 12 songs, and we probably had 10 written and like sort of like we probably had about 8 written and sort of like approved that I had shown you guys. I was like, hey, this is gonna make the record, and you guys were like, yep, cool, just teach us how to play it. And then there were just 2 more songs to write for like the record to just be fully done.
Sure.
And I wrote them because they felt natural to write them in there, and that was kind of the first 2 songs I had written that weren't condensed, from something previously. And those 2 songs are respectively tracks 4 and 8 on this record.
Okay.
But, and like I think it's an improvement on our previous direction, but I also think that there's a lot of stuff that we're playing with on this album that we definitely have not even touched before. Like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
I feel like our earlier stuff was a little more like sludgier. Like our intent was to be a little more like I don't want to say like beat down, but we just wanted to sound heavy, just monstrously heavy.
Yeah,
and
that's
I think
why every song has a breakdown at the end that's just a slowed down version of a riff from earlier.
and it's great.
And it's good. Yeah, no, we really like doing that.
But with Die on Mars, I remember like playing the songs for the first time and playing it full band, and just I don't want to say it's like it was like riff soup like before like learning everything, but once it kind of all came together, it was like, oh, this is really good. Because I think individually, I know me personally, that when I was kind of like coming into each song, I was like, I don't know how I like this song. Like it's only all right, man. It was more so just what
was the one that you really didn't want to? I think there was one that you were like, I don't want this to be on the record. You're like, I don't get it.
I think it might have been Contrail.
Yeah, it could have been. No, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you hated that song.
Oh my
first,
god, it's funny because like all the songs have gone through like name changes.
Yeah.
So like I remember like hearing about that song like as one name.
Wasn't that song called "Sexy Newgrounds Dating Simulator"? Yeah, it was.
And we just called it Newgrounds.
Yeah, we just called it Newgrounds for a really long time.
But I remember.
But then we realized that if we wanted to be a serious band, we couldn't name a song "Sexy Newgrounds Dating Simulator."
I don't know. I think
that's a question.
That is go for it.
No, I have another question lined up, but after you guys explain.
No, I mean, I think that's it. It's just like I would say that this is such a huge improvement.
Yeah. I went into each song thinking that I wasn't gonna like them, but like it's really just kind of blown me away that these songs sound like they do.
Yeah.
And huge shout out to Corey Bautista for helping us.
Yeah.
Helping us make these songs what they deserve to.
No, absolutely. That's especially like where Corey shines is like Corey, if you're listening, all I hope is that just like everyone comes to you to record after this because
absolutely.
You made our band sound good, which is hard. So like
I feel like the actual recordings get some of that just raw like stage presence that we have on stage.
Yeah,
you can hear the like ferocity behind the actual words, and
that's a lot
music.
Of Corey just pushing me so hard vocally. Is like when I'd get behind there, he'd be like if I was timid or shy about anything, he'd be like, "Stop, do it again." Like
nice.
There's a spoken word break in Contrail Crucifix track 4 that like I literally couldn't do in one breath, and he was like practically like gonna punch me in the gut if I didn't do it in one breath, and he was like, no, just do it, you'll sound ridiculous. And like by the end of it I did, and we had this thing done, and it was like it was so hard. Like nice. He had me do a bunch of stuff that was just really ridiculous.
I was very impressed by all the vocal stuff. Not to say that like I wasn't impressed by like your live vocals or anything, but like actually hearing like because I play guitar and I hear my amp and I hear like the bass and I hear you
drums.
like garbling into a microphone.
Yeah, whatever I'm doing.
That's
And-
the beginning of Barnstormer, isn't it? Just
Yeah. And actually kind of like sitting down and like hearing like lyrics and hearing and being able to take the lyrics and take the music and kind of like mesh them into one was actually...
All our answers are so long. I'm sorry.
Hey, that's
that's
fine.
We're only at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Okay.
And
all right.
we can make it 4 fucking hours if we want.
Yeah, who gives a
So
shit?
what did you want to...
Well, the album is titled Die on Mars, and you have 3 tracks called Die on Mars.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are they like? Do they like tie into each other? Are they like
Absolutely.
interludes? Like what?
Yeah. So there's like a ton of religious subtext in this album.
Are you a religious person yourself?
I consider myself someone who is religious but hates the complex of religion and the industry of religion. And that's kind of where, like, that's kind of the commentary on this is capitalism seeping its way into religion and religion seeping its way into politics.
Yep.
That's a lot of the subtext on this, and all 3 of those songs have a different meaning to me about that subject. And they tie into each other just because I thought it was a cool thing to do. Like, honestly, like,
Sounds like it.
Coheed and Cambria does it. We thought, why not do it? So, but I mean, like, all the songs kind of embody that same sort of commentary and that same sort of subject matter. So, it doesn't make sense to call every song Die on Mars, but those 3 in particular sort of are really special because they are points in the album where I want you to, like, listen to what's going on, basically.
Nice.
So,
The first time I listened to Addendum,
do we want to spoil what that is? That's the
No.
closing track of the-
all
it's
I'm
the
gonna
closing
say
track of the record.
is it made me cry.
Wow.
Like I got all the demos from Carson and I sat down, I just listened to all the demos. And these were just demos.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I listened to Addendum and I legitimately just cried.
I know this.
Like for like, and I'm not a very like emotional person. I mean I am, but like I'm very self-contained.
Sure.
I'm not this, but I am.
I'm very self-contained, and like it takes a lot to kind of get me worked up enough to cry.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting there listening, and I just fucking cried.
Was that like a hard cry, or was it like just that like one tear? Like
It was kind of
Picture
both.
Keanu Reeves crying over the death of his dog in John Wick.
oh, yeah.
I've never seen John Wick.
No,
that's fine.
what's
His
that?
dog dies.
What's that new
I know that
Keanu?
part.
Spoilers.
What's that new Keanu Reeves movie?
John Wick 3.
John Wick 3.
No, the one that came out on Netflix.
Always be my maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's like,
Your guess is as good as mine.
I watched it.
but
Ali Wong. Is
Ali
her name.
Wong.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
this
name.
one
I can't
point where
remember.
he's
Baby
at like
Coco.
a bar or something. He has a glass of wine. He has headphones on, and he's just crying. That was me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like it was just like it is an emotional song, but it's not at the same time. Just listening to it and
It's a very cold song.
yeah, the feelings that I felt when just listening to it, and I sat there and just thought, and I was like,
Nice.
oh my gosh.
So when a meme comes out, you know the video of the guy who's like throwing his headphones down and crying, and they're like, "What song
Yeah.
is he listening to?"
Yeah.
So when that version of this comes out for the Keanu Reeves like scene of him crying,
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and it's like, what song is he listening to? First song we have to say is Addendum,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
according to
If any
this.
song on the record is going to make you cry, it's that one. Like,
Well-
there literally is not a spot.
Yeah.
I don't
I
really...
cried to Fake Dinosaur Bones. No.
Hey, someone probably has at this point.
That's a fucking hell of a breakdown. That's
That's my favorite one of the 3.
so far,
All
yeah.
3 are fucking
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
But I don't know. I'm a breakdown, punch you in the face type of dude.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
and
There's a couple of those on this
Yeah.
record. We saved the best for
and
the
and
release.
of the 3, if I had to punch anybody in the face, it'd be
Well, that's why we play that one last.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
sweet.
I love that song.
I don't want to like tie another question in because it's
No,
your
do
turn.
it. No, go
but
for it.
how the hell did you get from Contrail Crucifix from like Newgrounds dating simulator?
Yeah, what was the journey?
Like,
there?
We have this really elaborate process of naming
Yeah.
songs
You wanted
where
to ask about
where
that.
like
Well,
Carson will just message the group chat and be like, "Hey guys, I need song names," and we'll just like
whenever I write a demo, I'm like, I don't know what to call this because
Sure.
usually I end up calling it like a more serious name. One of them recently was we had a song that I don't know if it's gonna ever come out, but it might. We had one called "Why Is the Bible So Long," which is 100% an Adam suggestion.
Yeah.
because why is it so long?
fair.
I
Yeah,
have
it's
never
a good
read
point.
it in my life, and I remember being 8 years old and thinking, do people actually read that?
Yeah.
The whole thing.
It's
Yeah.
two testaments. So like the first one like wasn't that long, and then they added it.
Yeah, they added
We want
more.
to say more. And then,
Yeah.
I don't go to church. I think of myself as like I like believe that there's something, but like I don't formally go to
Yeah,
church.
no.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah.
You know, like the Bill Burr. Do you watch like stand-up comedy?
Yeah, of course.
There's a bit that Bill Burr does where he's like
With a bird, ironically.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's with his son, and he's like, I want to have a son, but I want to like fill his mind with bullshit.
Right, yeah.
So he like simulates himself like playing catch with him. And he's like, "Oh, what's that, son? Yeah, we're not going to church today. Fuck that shit." And he was like, "Oh, because God's everywhere, but I have to go down the street, and if I don't, he's mad at me, and I owe him money." And he was like, and he's just
I owe
like, he's
money.
just like
Yeah.
dogging, and I was so I'm like that.
Sure.
I'm like
sure.
that dad.
I dig it.
Yeah, we just have a list of random names and like jokes and stuff like that. Like on Animal Tetris, Mausoleum Neeson.
That's from
Yeah,
years
must
ago.
be.
Yeah,
that's
that-
a pun you came up with a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I've had that in like in the clip like for so long.
Yeah.
and as soon as like Carson was like, "Need a song name," I was like, "Got it."
You like already had it typed in the chat.
Yeah.
You were like, just gotta press send as soon as he asks.
This is another one that I forgot was you. Gogurt for drumsticks.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? These are
So I guess since we're talking about it, do you want to ask the way I worded the question?
so I know that with your old band there were like influences with like Fall Out Boy, Paramore, that
Sure,
sort of stuff.
yeah.
And then when you heard that, you wanted to know.
It's because you were huge Fall Out Boy fans, which
Enormous.
You and Maddie
Yeah,
both,
no.
right?
So was
Yeah.
that like the influence of I want to just name my songs, whatever the fuck?
Sort of. I mean, also like the Locust. Like if you've heard that band, their song titles are ridiculous. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
they're like gluing carpet to your genitals doesn't make you a cantaloupe, Ricky. Like, that's a song title.
All right, I have to listen to this band.
Amazing bands. No, it was just like.
I think it was one of those gimmick things. Like
Okay.
we,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
were like, we just want to be funny. We have a funny band name. Let's have funny song
We're gonna
titles.
be the band with the pun and the funny song titles and the violin.
Is
And
it even
Yeah.
a pun? It's not a pun.
it's like
Mausoleum Neeson.
Mausoleum Neeson is a pun.
That's
yes.
definitely a pun.
That's-
like
that's
our
great.
entire first EP, My Dixie Wrecked. Like
Yeah.
it took me like
Had we put out the record before
yeah,
you
it was
got it?
4 months after we released that, and I was like, oh, I get
In
it.
case no one's noticed, Adam is the redneck of the band for sure.
Oh my god.
I think my favorite song title is on the album that's coming out. That's not yet.
Track
Flip-
one.
Yeah,
Track
Fourth
one.
Upside of Funeral.
Oh yeah, that's like I guess everyone thinks that's a joke. Like that's a very that title was just so like sardonic and like pissy to me that I was like, fucking call this song. Like I was like balling up my fist, like, yeah, this is what this song's called. But yeah, I guess everyone thinks it's funny now.
Yeah.
I think it's funny
Because we do the
just, like,
live bit, and
yeah, where I
everyone
just say the
knows
song
it.
title over and over and over
And
again.
I think what isn't
It's
punc-
to smooth your brain, kiddo.
I think what isn't punctuated live is that the reason you say that is because the first line of the song is could it be any more obvious?
Yeah,
And I
no.
don't think people realize that.
That was completely unintentional. You're reading way into that.
Oh, is it not?
No, like I literally
I'm a
never
Callous
made that.
Daoboy conspiracy theorist, and I'm in the band.
Damn.
We should have had you on episode 4.
I
Yeah.
legitimately
The
thought
conspiracy
that's
episode.
why you did that.
No, not at all.
Because you were trying to make it obvious.
No, I literally do that so you guys know to tune your guitars to the right
okay.
tuning of that song.
Well, yeah, I knew
I
that.
do that for you.
Yeah, no, that is a you guys thing.
For you, but for not the reason you thought.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
That song title is cool.
Fake Dinosaur Bones is the name of that song because I couldn't name it The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, which that's an Alice in Chains album title, which I did not know. I was like, is there already a song called that? And there totally was.
I really like the
What's the chance of that?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, it was pretty crazy. Like, I just, maybe I had heard it before that they put it out.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, one of those things, and I was like, there's gotta be a song called that. So we just named it Fake Dinosaur Bones. And that song was written because of this crazy lady that believes, like, the earth is 6,000 years old, that her, like, holding these, like, sand fossils, and she was like, dinosaurs are not real. And, like, she just, like, keeps breaking these fossils. She's like, if you want to win $1 million in grant money, what are you going to turn out? You're going to turn out a dinosaur. And you're like, what are you talking about?
You're destroying ancient artifacts to prove,
to
prove the dumbest point. Oh.
The sample that song starts with is
not from that.
This might be the most chilling message.
Because the track before that,
don't spoil
It's not
that.
out yet.
No.
I didn't get to hear it.
By
the time this episode
that is
is
a
out.
surprise. No one is supposed to know about
Yeah,
that.
don't spoil it for us. Even though Ian almost did.
Yeah,
sent it to me.
Ian. Shout out Ian Riley for giving our record to half the state.
He didn't give it to me, though he did ask if he wanted.
Yeah.
But no. I think my favorite song title to this point is Cobra Winfrey, which is
that's my favorite song.
that I
wish we played it more.
I was like reading the track list to him like a week or two ago, and I was like,
Yeah, no, there was a couple on there that we stopped and laughed.
yeah.
But
I guess, I mean...
That song slaps when we play
Stop
it.
That song,
Like I want to mosh while I play guitar.
I
we
do.
have 8 days until this album.
I'm stoked.
I do not like that song because it's one of the ones I do clean vocals on. And I don't ever want to hear my clean
Do it.
vocals back.
No, go for it.
No,
yeah.
you ask it. Oh, because like I don't want to say it and then be wrong because like I don't want to say this in front of you guys. You're more familiar with all their songs than I am.
Now, Blackberry is the first song that you've put out with clean vocals on
Yes.
it, correct?
Okay,
Yeah,
so I was
right.
No, you were right. I thought you were, but I didn't know if I was missing something somewhere.
No, I just because I've listened to like all of your songs.
Yeah.
but I was like, was there cleans in there that I missed before I asked this question? So what made you bring cleans into it?
It was just like that song was Blackberry was the first one I wanted to do cleans on, and that song was written and we had even like played it live, and I was just shouting the lyrics that I thought were going to be in the song during when we played it live. And like you can even go back and watch, there's a live video that's like on our website of us playing it, and it's like literally the vocals are completely different.
Wow.
And then I was like, yeah, what I'm doing doesn't really make sense on this song. And I was like, shit, I think that works. And like, I went into my bedroom and I recorded the vocal demo, and it didn't have any harmonies or anything. And I sent it to Sam, our drummer, and he was like, I was like, hey, I'm like nervous to show the rest of the band this, and you're the newest member, so like you have the least amount of judgment. And he was like, that has to be the song. And I was like, shit, okay, all right.
So
fine.
you didn't want to do cleans necessarily. This was something that you realized you had to.
Sort of. Like once I had put cleans on that one, I was like, okay, if I can do this, like where else can I put this? And it
Okay.
appears a lot on the record. Like
Nice.
there's a lot of cleans on this record that I was not I think there's maybe 2 songs that I don't do cleans on.
Really?
Yeah, I think right?
Yeah, because
and the Absolute Marshall.
The 2 that are already out?
yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the only 2 I don't do cleans on.
Because I showed this, I like showed the singles to like my parents.
I
and
showed the singles to Selena Gomez from Disney Channel.
I wish.
Yeah.
But I showed them to my parents, and my mom was like, you know, like, why's Carson have to scream all the time? Like,
Typical mom answer.
Can't they sing? Blah blah blah. And
Typical mom answer.
I'm like, hold on, let me pull up some songs that we like that Carson actually does cleans on. And I showed my mom Blackberry, and she did not think it was Carson.
Really?
She was like, who's that? I was like, it's Carson. And she was like, oh my gosh.
We have 2 guest vocalists
Yeah.
on the record.
wanted to ask you about
that do
that.
clean vocals, and we actually have 3 guest vocalists on the whole record.
Yes.
But we have 2 that do cleans, and both time like in every review from someone that's heard the record, like they both think they're me. And I just want to set the record straight. Neither of those people are me.
Is it now? Is that Jason and Johnny, or is that Sarah?
Johnny is on track 5, Die on Mars, Sunspot. And then Jason is on Contrail Crucifix. He does the screams.
Okay.
He just joined this awesome band called Circuit of Suns, by the way.
Okay.
They're pretty huge, so check them out.
Sweet.
And then Sarah is on track 9, Pure Schlock.
Okay.
So, yeah. And in every review, someone has said that was me. And I'm like,
Said that
neither of
Sarah
those-
was you.
Said that Sarah was me when Sarah and I have very different voices.
Yeah.
And
I was
Johnny
gonna
and I have
say-
extremely different voices too. So, like, I was.
I mean, I've listened to Sarah in the Safe Word before, and yeah, y'all don't
don't.
sound the same.
I don't know if I've said this on recording yet. I like to think that my voice sounds like I just ate a calzone like 15 minutes earlier, and I'm just kind of like getting that calzone tone, you know?
Calzone tone.
Yeah, calzone Daoboys. We'll take a
The
sponsorship.
Calzone Daoboys. That's fucking
Yeah.
perfect.
If
grandmas.
Calzones Incorporated wants to sponsor us.
Pizza Hut, if you want to send me a couple pizzones.
Dude, if you get us sponsored by Pizza Hut, I'm
my
never
gosh.
forgiving you. Like,
Why?
we gotta get sponsored by a Domino's. Like,
they don't
Domino's.
have calzones.
First of all, pizza has stuffed crust.
They do.
Pizza Hut does have stuffed crust.
Pizza Hut is I was about to say Pizza Hut's expensive, but if we have a sponsorship, then who gives a shit?
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
paying for it if you're
Yeah,
supposed
stuffed crust.
Actually, what I really want is a Little Caesars sponsorship. I would die to have like a Little Caesars guitar.
Yeah.
Like
with the
my,
guy?
my actual,
With the guy.
my LCD that I have that I play. Like if that could just like get stripped away and it was just like a big Little Caesars logo, I'd be fine. I would not play another guitar for the rest of my life.
And then you're
That's
sponsored and you
amazing.
get free pizza until you go to
Yeah.
St. Louis and then
I'd pay
nobody
for it
knows
anyway.
what's going
Yeah.
on.
Like
We're sponsored by Chipotle, and that definitely happens. We're not. I hope no one believes that.
Some random like exec from Chipotle listening to this
Gonna be
podcast
like,
like,
"No,
no,
fuck. Yeah.
no, we fucking don't. Nope.
He goes, let me listen to these songs real quick.
And then he actually thinks it's really good.
Yeah.
then we actually get a Chipotle
Yeah.
sponsorship.
And they revive Game of Thrones just to have us do the soundtrack.
Yes.
So it escalates so far.
And they leave a Chipotle bowl on the table in the background of a
Exactly.
scene, and it's a big deal. Yeah,
They
I know.
they just Photoshop like a salsa bowl in the forest of fake dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, I
they
know.
try to plug themselves.
The intro
we were
card.
all standing in salsa. What are you talking about?
The intro card to every song is like the name of the song written out in like guacamole.
Yeah, that's good.
Absolutely. Like black beans.
Then in the
as
bottom,
an
it's like
outline.
powered by Chipotle.
Yes. All right. I wanted to talk music videos with y'all.
Okay.
So, because you just put out the fake, you just put out the BlackBerry DeLorean video.
Yes, we did.
And of course, the fake dinosaur bones video. I think is fucking great. I love that
Thank
concept.
you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I really thought that the first hit.
Everyone
was
does.
real.
Everyone
because
does, yeah.
It reminded me of the Under Oath video for I think While the Sun Sleeps. Where one of the guitarists just kicks the other guitarist in the back, and they just have like a quick
Yeah.
cut of him getting kicked in the fucking back and falling over. And so
Yeah.
I thought it was like one of those and I was like, holy shit, like Carson's got hit in the face. Like,
Yeah.
My mom called me the second she saw that and was like, "Is Carson okay?"
yeah.
And I was like, "Just watch the rest." And she texted me. She was like, "Oh, I get it."
Well, and
Yeah.
what made me think it was real for like a little bit longer was the pause in the song to show like you getting like medical
Yeah.
attention. I was like, oh, maybe like that really fucking happened. And then like the next parts happen where you're getting hit some more. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, no. So this was like,
Yeah, we only did one cutaway for it, which I'm happy we did because it works a lot better
Yeah,
than if we
definitely.
had done like a ton. But yeah, I mean, what was your question about
Oh,
these videos?
right. No, I didn't even get to it. But just what was that experience like? Working with Zach and John Washburn, and they obviously they do great fucking work because y'all's videos are great. But
Yeah.
how much of that, like, how much of those concepts are like y'all? Is that?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Something's
Alright.
ticking upstairs. I don't know. It's fine. So
It distracted Carson, I think. So
No,
that's why I
yeah.
Yeah,
pointed.
sorry. Yeah.
no, it's
you're
fine.
good.
It's fine. So how much of that was like the Washburns, like, hey, we want to do this with you, and how much of that was y'all being like, hey, this is what we want to do. Can you make it happen? Like,
It was like, well, I said this on Metal Trenches, but we originally were like, we're gonna make a shot-for-shot remake of
Stick Sickly. Yeah.
and that was a stupid idea. So I'm glad we didn't do that.
Adam crab coring with the Bill Kelleher guitar. That would have been fucking
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah, but like, when they first pitched me the concept of it, like they were the ones that came up with the idea for the
Okay.
fake dinosaur bones video, and then like the BlackBerry video was John Washburn's idea, and they are fantastic people to work with. Like we loved both times we shot with them.
They're so nice.
Yeah, they're so nice. We couldn't swear in the church that we were shooting in. and
Makes
that was difficult because we swear like sailors. So
Feel that.
we owe him a bunch of money from that.
Yeah.
Every
'Cause he
swear
said
was
every
$5.
yeah. And
So we racked up quite the tab, but
The swear jar was full.
yes, great dude. Both great dudes.
so
and-
patient.
Yes.
Because there's 6 of us to wrangle, and getting us to do anything coordinated besides play like music is one of the most complicated. Like
yeah.
we can hardly do it.
Yeah, we can hardly pull it together ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, when you were like, cool, I'm bringing Adam, I was like, sick. 2 Daoboys. Because I can't get we can't get more than like 2 people in a room at the same time because we're adults and we have adult schedules.
It's amazing
Yeah.
we can get 6 in a van. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised we can wrangle 6 people into a van.
Absolutely.
We've yet to leave somebody, but I'm expecting it. This tour, yeah,
You're due for one.
possibly. Yeah. I've been running a bunch, and I was like, kind of trying to map out where I could run while we're on tour. And I was looking at like parks of like near the places we
Yeah.
were staying and stuff, and I was like, ooh. So I'm gonna get left one morning. Everyone's like, Carson's here, right? Yeah.
While you've brought that up, do you want to really quickly just do like a shameless plug of the tour and give like a quick like this is where we're going, this is what we're doing sort of deal? Or
Yeah, sure.
Hang on.
So this will be coming out the 22nd. So you have a show that night.
that's
Yeah,
the 10th row
yeah.
show,
So
right?
that's a show we have at the bakery with 10th Row, Jillian Carter, who we've wanted to play with
Oh
for
my
years.
God.
Yeah,
nice.
I love Jillian
we
Carter.
fucking love Jillian Carter. Yeah,
I saw them play Jorts Fest like 2016. Like at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
At Under the Couch, when Under the Couch was still a thing.
Is that
Yeah.
not a thing anymore?
No.
I haven't been there since the last 10th row show before they went on hiatus like 3 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, when they opened for Hotel Books. Sorry, Dante. But yeah, this is like an East Coast tour, correct? You're not venturing out past the East. I'm assuming that's a plan eventually, though.
yeah,
all
no,
the way
for
out,
sure.
yeah.
It'll happen, I promise. It's so funny because thank you so much. It's so funny because like we really expect like more comments that would be like, "Oh my God, you're finally coming to my city!"
Sure.
But literally every single
yeah.
time, it's just like no Texas State, and I'm like, "God, we're trying!" Like I swear to God.
Have you ever gotten the "Come to Brazil" comment? Has that happened yet?
Oh, it's way too many times.
Really?
It's just not even funny at this point. We're like, yeah, we know. We'll get to Brazil. Jesus Christ.
It's on the hit list, yeah.
Yeah, and then 6/25, June 25th.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
correct, right?
Yep.
What? Murfreesboro, Tennessee is where we play on 6/25. We play Louisville, Kentucky on 6/26. June 27th, we play Cincinnati, Ohio. June is 6, by the way, if anyone's curious.
Okay, good.
I lose track too. Like,
Yeah.
I always think like 7 is like June, and I'm like, oh, August is 8. Okay, whatever.
Well, what gets me is when people say that June 1st is the halfway point of the year. Like, no, it's fucking not. It's fucking not. But anyway.
That's just not how math works.
It's not, no.
Sorry, I lost my play. 6/28, we play Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 6/29, we play Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Shout out to The Office.
Yeah. And then Mays Landing, New Jersey after that on 6/30. And then Long Island on July 1st.
And then you have, I think this is in September when you're opening for Jerome's Dream. Is that September?
Yep, September 26th
Very
is that
nice.
show. That is crazy. Like, honestly, to say that Jerome's Dream is back together is a ridiculous sentence. And then to say that we're opening for them is, like, even more ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So we have that, and then Perception of Energy Fest in Columbia, which is going to be bonkers. That's with Evergreen Terrace.
Just saw that. Yeah.
The Last 10 Seconds of Life in Kanashi. So that's crazy. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. Yeah.
Every tour we go on is fun.
Every time we're just in a van together for a long time and then we get to play music together, it's just such a treat.
We all like hate each other in the van, but as soon as we get out,
we're
like,
all
oh my
just
gosh,
we're
I love
oh
all
my
of
God.
you.
Like, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. We'll like buy each other food. And
Yeah.
shit. Like,
I'll get you the next time, man.
Yeah.
we become so charitable.
Yeah, once we're all out of a very small, confined space together. This is the second tour in a row where we haven't brought a photographer to. Or I should say a seventh person. Oh my God. Because we did that for the New York run.
Cameron, if you're listening to this, I hate you.
Wow.
Can we ask why or no? You want to keep that?
No.
All right.
It's not allowed, no.
That's fair.
We just like get in a van to go to New York City, and all of a sudden there's just this dude, and we're like, "Fuck!"
I'm like, okay, I guess we're going to New
Yeah.
York with.
Our van,
this dude.
Our van only seats 7, y'all. Like
Yeah.
it is jam packed in there.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's fun though. I mean, like this is the second tour in a row where it's just the 6 of us. And,
Yeah.
like, looking forward to getting some really nice sleep, catching up on some audiobooks.
Nice.
I remember at the end of last tour, I felt like we'd been on the road for like a month, but it was only like our second day.
Yeah, no, honestly, like seriously, after the first show in West Virginia, which was just like such a crazy show, like we had so much fun there, and then we were on our way to Philadelphia. We were just like, man, this grizzled road life, huh, man? Like, shit is brutal.
Bob Seger starts playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh my god.
It was snowing too. I remember that was
the first
thing.
time I've
Yeah.
ever seen snow.
Really?
Yeah,
Not
no.
like Georgia.
no, like real
snow,
like
Yeah,
Jersey.
like
snowed.
they actually salted the roads and knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Snow.
imagine, right? Yeah. We're both from New Jersey, and so when we
Yeah.
see how they handle snow in Georgia, it's fucking painful.
And yeah, my dad worked for the township in New Jersey, which is not something they do here apparently.
yeah.
But my dad worked.
Yeah,
for the
that literally just sounded like Dutch.
No.
Yeah.
Sounded just
Yeah, no,
absolute gibberish.
my dad worked
Does
for
he
the
also
township.
help someone hunt witches?
No, he churns the butter though.
Yeah.
We just when we were selling our house, we found a butter churner and we got rid of it,
That's beautiful.
which is funny. But no, he would be gone for like in a really bad snowstorm. I didn't see my dad for like 74 hours. Like he just drove for 74 hours, salting the roads.
That's
like that's how
crazy.
bad it got. But I have one question that's not related to music. If you guys find yourself in Pittsburgh, which you will because you play,
Yeah,
Please
628.
628. I didn't want to plug the date.
627, whatever.
I didn't want to.
I don't
plug
even
the
know.
date.
I know I'm
something.
just getting to Pittsburgh at some point. I'm
Yeah.
gonna play a
and it'll
show.
be in June.
Anyway,
Yeah.
when you find yourselves in Pittsburgh, please take a picture of Blue Slide Park for me because I'm a huge Mac Miller fan and I've never got to go.
Gotcha. No, yeah.
I will
note of
remind
that.
you when you're in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, shoot them like a little message.
just call them in the middle of the set. Be like, hey,
You took that picture, right? Before you
Yeah.
leave, get that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the set intro. Is you just being like, seriously, you didn't get it? But yeah,
That can be like the next like gimmicky like spot on a song is like Dante's,
voicemails.
Dante leaving you a voicemail that's
Oh,
really
you
angry.
guys are not ready for the gimmicky spots that I'm writing on the new stuff.
Oh my god. So what is like? How do you even come up with those things? Especially, I mean, I was thinking about this with Barnstormer with the dinner scene. Like, how do you first of all decide that you want that in a specific song, and then how do you come up with like what it's gonna be, where it's gonna be, who's gonna be in it with you? Like having Maddie be the patron. Like what? How does that all come together?
I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's more of a thing of like, okay, what would nobody expect us to do at this point? There's a moment on track 8, which I personally think is the best song on the record.
Okay.
which one's that?
It was originally called Toucan Dan, but I believe now it's called Faraday Cage.
Okay. Yeah.
You know the song.
Yeah.
It's got an enormous breakdown at the end that sounds like...
You'll like that.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, no, there's like, we did something on that song that was just like, I didn't know how to transition one part from the next, and I was like, hey, let me try something, and Corey let me do it, and he was like, that's so stupid, but we're keeping it in. There's like a couple different things. I just wanted it to be weird. Like, I just wanted to throw people off.
Sure.
And like, we're going to keep doing that because it's really fun. And like, I mean, once I came up with the dinner one, like at this point, like I don't think anything's off limits. So like, just be ready.
Absolutely.
Because
That's
the
all I'm gonna
dinner
say.
one almost came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, oh, it absolutely
Yeah.
did. Absolutely.
That's like the heaviest song on the record, and it has a fucking restaurant sketch. the guy that plays saxophone on that,
Rich
in
Castillo,
that-
right?
Yeah, in that little part, and he plays saxophone on three
Saw
other
that.
tracks.
I believe it was. I think it's
I think it's three other tracks,
If I saw
yeah.
it on Bandcamp correctly.
But yeah, he is going to do that live with us in Long Island.
Fuck
so,
yes.
That's
get ready.
Okay, so he's not local to here. He's from
No, he lives in New York. Yeah.
Okay.
His old band broke up for the life of me. I cannot remember what their name was, but he played guitar, did lead vocals, and played saxophone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
How does
he's
that
just a
even-
monster. Yeah.
I'm trying to think because
he would
Not all
string
at
the guitar,
once.
not all at once.
Not
He would string
all
the
at
guitar, not all at once.
Clearly.
But he would string the guitar low enough to play it, but low enough to where the saxophone wasn't running into it. And then he had the saxophone up like to mouth level, and then he would push it aside while singing.
wow,
What?
that's
Insane, man.
so
yeah.
his part on Barnstormer, unless I just don't know how to listen to music, which is possible. He just mostly plays the saxophone in the little like dinner scene, right?
Yep, that's it.
So
Yeah.
in the other songs, is there a bigger influence? Like, is he doing more in those than just that?
Yes. So for Contrail, which we talked a lot about, and it's not a song that's released, but for track 4, he like I was just like, hey, spaz out in a way that like makes sense.
Okay.
And like there's a part in that song where it should make sense for him to come in, but I was like, no. No, sir.
You know, it would be great. Don't.
Yeah. How about
Don't make
no?
sense here.
But yeah, it's just this like 2 snare hit, and then everything
It's
like
like
spazzes
a
out in the last beat.
kerfluffle of
And
noise.
yeah, it was just like Maddie and Adam are kind of like I kind of let them choose what to play in that point. And I was
Okay.
like, it would sound really cool if a saxophone was doing like weird fluttery stuff over this. So
Nice.
yeah,
As a follow up to that, because you already have a violin in the band full time.
Yeah.
And then you have the saxophone like coming in 4 songs on this
Yeah.
record. Are there other instruments like that that are not your traditional like band instruments that you want to bring in the future?
there's a marimba on this record.
No fucking kidding.
Yeah, there is.
Corey Batista
Also
producer.
played cello.
Yeah, he
on
played
this, yeah.
cello.
Yeah, I can think of a couple. Like I definitely want I want like a lute, like a medieval lute on that shit.
That's my next
Yeah.
instrument I hope to learn to
Me
play.
too. I would love to, like, honestly, and this is like not a joke at all. I would really, really love to incorporate a ukulele in like something really stupid.
That would be fucking incredible, just because
Yeah.
of how much that contrasts. Like, and you know, that's
Yeah,
like
no.
that's I would love that.
We almost had trumpets on this record. That ended up not happening.
Oh man, that's my instrument.
Oh, I love hearing the sound of a trumpet, man. What else did we want to do? There was another one that we were talking about. I know we talked about a baritone guitar, but that's not interesting.
I don't remember.
We talked about something.
What about,
I remember.
what's the big one? It's like,
A harp?
No, I know what a harp
Actually,
is.
I just met a harp player.
double
We're
bass?
talking about her
But,
putting her on a track.
Get her in
already.
there.
I remember in band in middle school, once you graduated from the clarinet,
The oboe.
The oboe.
the oboe was small, like a smaller one. But there was one
A bassoon.
bassoon. It was like the long ass one with like,
Turn into like Avenged Sevenfold and like get an oboe. for
Avenged
some songs.
Sevenfold has an
Yeah,
oboe?
like they
God
like
damn.
there's some songs where they use an
Every
oboe.
time I learn something new about Avenged Sevenfold, I'm just as disgusted as the last time.
you don't like them? Me either. So
They're
it's
like they're just this genre of metal that I just don't understand why anyone likes it. Like I just don't get it.
It's that really accessible, like, to the general audience.
It's
type.
really not for me though, because
Yeah.
like I get Disturbed. Like Disturbed I understand,
Wow.
but like
No, not
Avenged
me.
Sevenfold. No, Disturbed has riffs, man. What are you
Oh
talking
man,
about?
I don't like.
I
a
get
lot of
Disturbed,
bands.
I get Pantera, and there's like a few other of those like radio rock metal bands that I'm
Sure.
like, this is fine. But for the most part, like Avenged Sevenfold is like just either they don't commit to the weird stuff hard enough, or they're committing to it too much.
Okay.
And I can't quite decide when I want them to do what. But I just listened to City of Evil like yesterday,
That's like
all the way through.
That's probably, in my opinion, as a huge Avenged Sevenfold
Yeah.
fan, that's probably what like their best album.
I don't disagree. I still don't like it, but
It's really weird, I will say, but like I don't know. I really
can't
like
you help me cause I'm starting to burn? Alright. Sorry.
Cool. You wanted to ask about like dream tours and stuff. If you want to bring that up.
Oh, true.
No, please, no one's asked us questions like that.
No.
They're all questions about the record that I talked to myself about already.
And now here we've done that for
Yeah.
an hour. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, an hour and 15 minutes.
But
that's
15
like-
minutes of that
That's
was
like
like Kelleher's guitar, and
that's like 7 hours of your answers.
Yeah,
Or
that's
that's- but or no, I meant like that's 7 different answers for you from you.
Yeah.
But
great.
two or three past artists like who just don't tour anymore, or 2 to 3 artists that are current now that you would love to tour with, whether you're headlining or just featuring.
do you want to do 3 each, or do you want to?
Or do you want one to
Do
do
three
like
each.
past artists and one to do current artists, or would you want to do 3 each?
Let's go back and forth. Who's your number 3?
I want to play with 12-Foot Ninja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like,
it feels like nobody knows who that band is, but they're
fucking-
so
but
goddamn
that's the
good.
thing.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh, Carson sent me like one of their music videos, and it's just the weirdest, like most obscure concept for a music video, kind of. And like their sound is just so like
They're massive. Like they're like I'd consider them like a radio metal band. Like,
Yeah.
Like I don't know, because they're so much better than that it's like
yeah.
they are very good at writing riffs. They are crazy good at writing choruses.
Okay.
And like, but then every now and then, just like a flamenco guitar will come in.
Yeah,
and
like
they'll
they
be doing,
change
like, this bossa
styles
nova stuff like
on the fly, and it's so weird, but they do it so well.
effortlessly, like to the point where you don't even really notice it, and like you're just like, I just want to hear more of this. Yeah. So you want to do 12-Foot Ninja?
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is a really weird pick, but I want to do it with 9 Inch Nails so badly.
I do
like,
too.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah, no, like I like Dillinger used to tour with 9 Inch Nails. Like I really want to do it. Trent Reznor, please. Like I would really love to. Also,
He's an avid listener, so
yeah, no, I know that. Yeah. That's
Hey,
why
Trent.
I even agreed.
We'll
yeah.
put them under the tags.
Yeah, we'll
this
tag
way,
them.
if anyone who searches them will just find us.
My like dream, like the like absolute dream tour is us and like a hip hop group. Like if we did something with like Run the Jewels or like
I want to.
I don't know.
Actually, I want to tour with Jurassic 5.
yeah fuck
Like,
yeah. I want to tour with Jurassic 5 and Tribe Called Quest and
it's like that
Lord.
Lord tour. Like Lord went on tour with like Run the Jewels
And
it-
Mitski,
yeah, and it was like, what? Okay.
I mean, these crossover tours are happening now. Like, what's
yeah.
the
Lil Wayne
fucking-
and Blink-182?
Lil Wayne, Blink-182, and Neck Deep is happening.
A Day to Remember, Knocked Loose,
And
Boston
Boston
Manor
Manor.
is
That's
like
happening.
the weirdest lineup I've ever seen.
And they're playing in what, Augusta?
Augusta.
That's
Augusta for some
Tickets are
stupid reason.
$60, I think.
I couldn't imagine.
I didn't even know there were venues in Augusta.
They're playing like an auditorium.
Okay.
yeah.
They played the Coca-Cola
Sure.
Roxy like last year.
I
and
have
they played
no
an
Hey,
auditorium.
we played a VFW hall.
That was the best
Yeah.
show we have ever played.
yeah. So take that.
So they're doing the right thing.
Maybe the show at Augusta is gonna be good.
Maybe we should drive out.
I have no desire to see A Day to Remember.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's. I think like if we were playing to like a little bit more, like I do want this band to grow, but the idea of freaking people out and making people hate us is way more enticing.
Oh, absolutely.
So if we could tour with a Day to Remember or like All Time Low, like someone that just like the crowd would just absolutely despise what we're doing.
Y'all touring with All Time Low would be fucking hilarious because the difference between like the people that were there for you and the people that were there
Exactly.
for them and the
No,
way
yeah.
that crowd would
I feel like that's
interact.
what we like used to try to do. Like
Yeah, no.
when we like first started playing, like
Yeah.
we would just get
Well,
on
that's because heavy bands
random.
didn't want to play with us. They were-
Like we just get on like random bills, and like we would play with New Money, Jay Americana.
Pinkest. We played with Pinkest a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the Pinkest fans, like they're great people and everything, but like we're just like they're not our crowd.
Yeah.
and it just the like shock value.
No, that's like, I mean, on a serious note, if I could bring back a band, the number one band I want to bring back to tour with is Fear Before the March of Flames, because that band's amazing. And also The Chariot. I
was
just
gonna
gotta
say, I'm surprised it's not The Chariot.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely The Chariot.
I think we would literally like bring a building down. If,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, maybe
like start a demolition
Yeah.
business and just go on tour with it.
Yeah, with The Chariot. Yeah, anybody need your building destroyed? Yeah, we got you.
That would be sick as fuck. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's I guess
I want to go on tour with Black Sabbath.
Yo, that'd be tight.
Like,
Here's a name that just came to mind. I want to go on tour with Brian McKnight. He's like a poor man's R. Kelly, but I guess like a rich man's R. Kelly. since
On
we
account
have
of what's
no-
happened now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because he has $13 in his bank account. That's what they just said.
He's $13.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, but now we're
You
just
are as rich as R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
We are equals, sir.
Now we really can believe that we can fly.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
Love that.
He's a horrible person.
Oh, he's
Terrible.
god awful.
Just awful. So if you could do a tour where you were headlining and you were bringing out, let's say 4 bands, because sometimes bills are 5 bands long, and that's
Jesus.
too fucking much. But let's give it 4, so that way 4 bands from the Atlanta DIY sort of scene to go out on a big headlining countrywide tour.
This might cause some conflict.
Yeah, seriously.
Would it cause conflict or would it
Yeah.
cause
We
the
just-
best tour ever? And it doesn't even have to be within the genre.
So, I feel like we have to include an Ian Riley project.
Well, there's
but he
so
only
many.
gets one. He only gets one.
Ian Riley playing 5 sets a night.
Harm is a much better band than us, so I'm gonna say that either Clavicle or 10th Row has to come out.
I love all 3 of their.
So they're amazing. Like Clavicle is like awesome live, and I wish
love
that like
Clavicle
we
live.
made more sense with them on bills. But like the band we play with the most out of all of those is Harm.
Yeah.
And like every time they play, I'm like, we just got fucking bodied. Like, I'm like
I remember
Like,
playing
shit.
Big Gig and being like, oh, okay.
yeah, I was like, no.
Okay.
Well, all right. I guess there goes our set. We had to follow them too. That sucked because they're so good. But Clavicle or 10th Row because we haven't played enough shows with them. I'm just gonna say Clavicle because we have only played one show with them.
Yeah.
Clavicle would be the first band. I don't know. You got somebody? Who you got, man?
Who you got, bro?
Dude.
Bill Kelleher's guitar by itself.
Yes.
Sitting on the stage.
Probably, yeah. Just
God.
feeding back into an amplifier. Yeah, amazing.
Just sound checking that guitar for half an
The
hour.
best band to ever come out of Atlanta, Attila.
yeah. Oh Jesus.
Please don't make that your fucking pick.
Adam just looked at me like. Adam just gave me this look of, "Can I tell this story?" Yes, you can tell this story. Adam.
Do it.
Okay, so me and you went to the same high school.
I moved, but yeah.
Yeah,
I started at the same
me and
school.
Jared went to the same high school at one
For a couple
point.
of years, yeah.
And Attila, I am pretty sure
A couple of them did.
because my neighbors talk about them all the time. The lady down the street, her daughter is married to like the guitarist or something.
Chris.
Chris.
His mom. I used to work at the IHOP in Lawrenceville. His mom was a regular there, would serve her all the time.
That does not surprise me.
Yeah.
I would love. Oh, that also reminds me. I work at Spencer's at the Mall of Georgia.
This is what I thought you were gonna say.
And
Okay.
Franzilla's little sister comes in like
Go out and buy his username.
To not even call him Franz, to go all the way.
Called him by his Instagram name.
That's like 3 extra syllables.
his little sister comes in all the time.
Yeah.
And like I think she tries to flirt with me. I'm not sure.
Listen, secure the bag. If you get on a tour with Attila, that's clout.
Hey.
She's cool. Like she brings in her friend group and
Attila's on.
We don't want to tour with Attila.
I'm glad. I can't lie.
If I could put another one,
I'm sure they're cool
on that
people.
list. Microwave.
Yes.
We'd love
Yes.
to tour with Microwave.
Yeah.
They are always so nice to us whenever we run into them. Very nice people. We gotta put heavy bands on this thing, don't we?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's gonna be such a shock though to the crowd.
No, that's
Yeah.
perfect though.
Why you get Microwave and then Clavicle, and then you have
And then the CALLOUS
Carson
DAOBOYs.
kicking you in the teeth in like the next set.
don't-
Tiny Scissors is from
Yeah, Tiny Scissors. We're gonna bring them on.
no.
You didn't.
They're
make
not
the,
listening in.
You didn't make the cut this time, Tiny Scissors.
I'm trying to think of like a really cool like instrumental band we've played with.
Probably
You
any of Brody Smith's
What
bands.
about 68?
Oh yeah.
Does 68 count as a?
Yeah.
As a
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're bringing out 68, and then after that, we're gonna bring out. I just gotta say it. I have to. We're gonna bring out "Stay Here" after that.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
They
wanted
also
to tour
went
with
to-
"Stay Here" for so long, and like, I don't know if I'm just too chicken shit to ask them, but they haven't asked us, so
So
I'm
would
kind
it
of
be
courting them.
would it be in that order? Like Clavicle opens up and then it's Microwave.
Well, Microwave.
I don't know, like whoever sells the most records, I guess.
It'd be
Whoever has the
random
most Spotify
every night.
plays, yeah.
I assume
We just throw darts
That
at a
would kind of
board.
be sick. to just
It'll
have
be
a
like
different
Warped
headliner
Tour, just
every
every day is the different line.
Yep.
legitimately, when I had when I used to make EDM with these guys. We used to throw a dart at a dartboard to see who would play first every night.
Nice.
It was like seriously a thing we did because it would just be all three of our projects, and one was a duo.
Okay.
But and they didn't get 2 darts though.
I was going to say, did they get 2 darts?
They did not get 2 darts. No. But yeah, we used to throw darts at a dartboard to see who would open and who would close, and it was like the most fun thing to do in the world because you just never knew.
Yeah.
Like we did 4 dates in a row one time, and just none of us knew when we were going on. It was really fun. Anyway,
That's
I think
sort of
it's really
similar about how I'm choosing where my groomsmen stand at my wedding next year.
sure.
I'm just
yeah.
I'm texting all of them.
Careful,
like,
with that.
hey,
Yeah.
I gotta be. I
He
gotta
really
be
needs
careful.
to be fucking careful with that.
Well, I'm giving you the gist right now. I'm going to text you guys, being, hey, we have to meet at lunch at this time. Whichever order you guys show up is the order you're standing.
Do you know who your best man is?
Is my brother.
Okay, gotcha. That's a safe pick.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I love you, and I would love for you to be my best
I was
friend, but
snubbed.
God forbid something happens. George is always going to be there.
I was snubbed. That's,
You are
Yeah.
not snubbed.
That's what he's beating around the bush about, is that I was
agree.
snubbed.
You're totally snubbed.
Carson. No, don't do that.
Adam, was I snubbed?
No.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank
okay.
you. Let's
Well,
not do this on the podcast.
It's 2 and 2. It's fine. So we agree to disagree that someone may or may not have gotten snubbed, and I definitely
You can
did.
still do the speech.
I'll do the speech.
Anyway, Diamar is going to slap. All right.
Yeah,
let's just
we're
segue
pushing an
back.
hour and a half. So, any closing things that you want to say to the people that, whether they've already listened to it by the time this
Actually,
episode comes
there's
out?
a good-
or-
there's a
do you
good
have
closing
another thing?
question.
Cool, great.
I
Cool.
think.
Learn how to
Yeah.
unlock.
I mean, I don't know. I just got one. I guess this could be a closing question. It's one
Yeah,
of mine. Where'd it go? Oh, what would you want to do when Diamars blows up and really like secures you a place on the map, like on an even larger scale than it already has?
Because it's
like,
already starting.
Because you were talking about like 16,000 people. You're like, it's unbelievable.
You're on
like,
all
what
press.
happens when it's like?
I feel like we're already like just like
You're getting there.
Billboard #1. Like our lives are amazing.
This morning, checked my bank account. Amazing. I'm
More
as
than R.
rich
Kelly.
as R. Kelly.
More than
Yeah.
R. Kelly. So.
No.
But, like giant tour, like what's like the next thing that you guys want to do after? It's like,
I mean, honestly, like I do. It's an enormous compliment that you said when it blows up, but I don't think that way. So
Sure.
I'm gonna say if it blows up.
you're the pessimistic one.
I am
because
the
it helps with
pessimistic one.
stage
That way,
presence.
I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
The next thing we probably want to do. I mean, we're definitely going to be touring a lot more next
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I already know that.
Fuck yeah.
We already have one thing lined up that is like just the craziest offer we've ever gotten. But
You can't announce it. Not yet.
no, we like. I literally don't think I can say shit till maybe like January or February.
Announce
But it's
it at
being
big
lined
game.
up. It's being
Announce it
lined
at big
up.
game.
Can't
It's
say
great.
it. Can't say it on air.
No, yeah. Well, I think it. I think that Atlanta would be gratefully disappointed if they were the first to know, because not concern them at all.
Attila tour confirmed.
You're going on tour with Attila.
Yeah, exactly.
Attila and Issues.
And sleeping with sirens.
Yeah. It's a triple headliner between us.
No, we
yeah.
get Mastodon, Attila, Issues, and
And you
us.
and you
Amazing.
give Bill his guitar back
The
for one settle.
4 horsemen of the Atlanta metal.
Fucking amazing.
No, I mean, I think like the next thing we want to do is another record. I mean,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I already know what I'm gonna call the next record. Like, it already has a name.
Do you want to say it or
No,
God
Save
forbid
it.
someone takes the
no.
name?
Save it.
No, yeah, that's
that was the thing about Diane Mars. Like that was one thing that we like kept
that was
under
yeah,
wraps.
like
Yeah.
literally,
And
yeah.
like I remember the day we announced it, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, oh, God,
Oh
yeah.
shit! They
Everyone
know.
knows
They know.
now.
Yeah, we were so good at keeping the title. under
I'm
wraps. Like,
very surprised.
there were so many people that just did not know the title before it came out, and I was like,
That-
thank fucking God.
Like with that teaser video for Fake Dinosaur Bones, that for the music video.
yeah, we did
like-
a teaser video for
Right.
the music video.
Yeah,
Which I put together in Premiere in like 15 minutes.
As you
yeah,
do.
like we announced it in that, and
no,
it wasn't announced.
The little logo for the album.
Yeah, but the fact that was in there, like, it just gave me goosebumps. I remember watching it and be like, oh, everyone's gonna know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Did you just see the picture and they're like, "Oh, this album's called Die on Mars," and then you click away?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it was just so cryptic, and I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, we had the title decided very early for this one, and the same with the next one. And like, I took about like 2 months off from writing, and now I'm kind of in the thick of it. And yeah, I mean, we're probably gonna start, planning shit.
That's
after.
crazy. To jump right back into it like that.
That's kind of what
doesn't
I
stop.
like.
Yeah,
no,
of course.
like it just doesn't feel like it should. It feels like we're swinging into so much momentum, and like I think the album's gonna keep people content for a little while, but like there are things I want to do with our sound that are a much further and much more ambitious push than this, and like that just has to happen for me, because I've never envisioned this band as we released a first full length. Now what do we do? It's never been something like that. It's always been like
we're gonna keep going.
We're just gonna keep going, and if another EP feels right, then another EP feels right. But if another full length feels right, awesome. If we write a song and it shouldn't be on any record and it should just be a single, that's what we're doing. Like that's
like Great Multi-Stage Rocket
Robbery.
Yeah,
I got that title right.
Yeah.
I thought I missed a word.
That's the worst song title we have, honestly. I wish more people cared about that song.
It's a good song.
Yeah, I love that song.
It's a hell of a song.
Maddie hates playing
It's
it.
all right.
Maddie is done playing it.
I don't know. I'm kind of done playing it.
You're kind of done playing it too? Well, we're playing it on this tour. So.
I mean, I
first.
still enjoy it, but it's I want to play more stuff from the LP.
Yeah, we just gotta buckle down and relearn most of it.
Yeah.
we started recording this record on June 10th of last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't it supposed to come out last September?
Yeah, we tentatively
Shit.
had it for September, and then stuff didn't get finished, and we thought Sam was gonna leave the band, and he didn't, but now he is again. So
I'm convinced he's not.
yeah, our drummer is supposedly going into the military, but we have no idea if it's real or not. Sam's the type of guy that's like, yeah, I gotta break up with you. I'm going to the Peace Corps, and then
you see him at like
week
Steak
later,
and Shake.
and he's like, yeah, I ended up not working out.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
We saved that story for another time, I think.
yeah, I mean,
cheese sauce.
if I have any closing statements, it's just that I'd really appreciate it if everyone listened to the full record once.
Yeah.
And maybe twice, just to make sure your thoughts are for sure on it. And maybe a third time if you still have a shitty
Well, you got
opinion
at
about
least
it.
2 listens.
Yeah, at
Right
least.
Thank God.
At least, if nothing else.
And the album's 12 songs long, so that's like 24.
That's
listens.
24 listens.
It's a big deal.
That's huge. That's huge.
But it doesn't matter how many times we listen to it because you will never be satisfied.
That's 1,000% correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. Please listen to it, though.
So do you want to give like the very generic, like shameless, like listen to all of our things and follow us on this, and then that can be how we kinda...
Yeah, sure. Our Instagram is the Callous Daoboys. Our Twitter is just Callous Daoboys because the wouldn't fit.
Of course.
No,
We actually wanted-
it'll fit, but I asked you guys one time and I was like, hey, can I change it? And y'all were like, no, that's just like 3 more letters you have to type.
It's difficult.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then our name is very much so the Callous Daoboys, though. If you forget the on a show poster, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah,
on
we
tour.
get
I swear to
very
God.
upset when
It's like
people
it's
forget
like that bad
the.
omens thing that happened when
when their font
was too small, so they dropped off that tour.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so funny to me. Still. I
That
can't
tour
believe-
would have made them, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
we've been seeing people abbreviate our the Callous Daoboys as like CDB,
which is
not even right.
and it's
no.
for us it's always been TCD.
TCD.
Yeah, we call everything TCD. Like the tattoos that everyone has in the band. Well, I mean, you and I don't have them, but everyone else has tattoos that say TCD.
That's
Chicken
one thing
shit.
I'd like to address. We're TCD, not
Yeah.
CDB.
CBD.
Bandcamp is the callousdaoboys.bandcamp.com, and honestly, you can just find all this shit on our website, which is callousdaoboys.com. So,
And where can they get the record if they're trying to buy it physically, trying to buy it for a download?
You can buy it when we go on tour.
Yeah,
You can buy it online from I believe Acrobat.
Well, actually, you can just go to the callousdaoboys.com and then click the pre-order tab, and then it gives you the option to do the CD, the vinyl, and the tape. So
Now, will it
Do
still
that.
say pre-order by the time the album comes out and when this episode comes out? Or will it say something different?
by the time this episode comes out,
Probably say
Should
five.
say like by now.
yeah, it should,
right?
it should say by now.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm gonna forget to edit that on the Squarespace site, so thank you. I
Looking
appreciate
out for
that.
you, man. Yeah.
I really do appreciate that. Yeah.
Callous Daoboys is sponsored by Squarespace.
Yeah. If
Confirmed.
use the offer code Daoboys15
We should hook that up.
Oh, honestly, I'll do it. I'm a shameless shill.
Awesome. Whatever works.
Yeah. What else? 2 more music videos are coming after the release of the record. I can't say which songs, but they will be out.
For Redacted and Redacted.
Well, it's 2 songs that are on the album. But yeah, we're doing that tour.
On all those dates in June. Yeah.
Yeah. We have that tour, and then what's the first September date? It's Perception of Energy Fest. Yeah, Perception of Energy Fest in Columbia on the 14th, and then One Thing That We Can't Talk About, and then the Jerome's Dream Show. So
I'm excited for that thing we can't talk about.
I'm very excited for the thing.
That's gonna be cool.
That's gonna be wacko.
I'm excited.
We're gonna steal the Elephant Man's bones at that show. I don't even know how yet.
Nice.
That's what I'm gonna say instead of get her done. Steal the Elephant Man's bones.
And then the day that this episode comes out will be the day after the album comes out. So by the time you are listening to this, you'll be able to get the Callous Daoboys Bars everywhere.
Buy it!
Buy it! As he screams into
Please.
his cup. Buy it! I agree.
I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, buy the Callous Daoboys' new record, Die on Mars, everywhere. See them play the show that comes out, or the show that's happening the night of this episode that's coming out, which is with 10th Row at the Bakery.
Yeah,
And then-
10th Row, Jillian Carter, Apostle. Can I do this whole lineup? Shin Guard, and For Your Health. Yeah. Is that 6 bands?
Yep.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
And then all the way up the East Coast, and then more in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
You know where to find them. You know where to find us. That's really just.
I think I can announce.
Gets down to it.
See you in October, Philadelphia. For
Nice.
Something.
Something very cryptic.
Yeah.
Philadelphia in October.
Philadelphia in
We're
October.
going to be playing with Mothman.
Yeah. It's gonna be,
And
it's
the
gonna be-
Jersey Devil.
Yeah, it's going to be
Perfect.
us, Mothman, the Jersey Devil,
And
the
the-
Loch Ness Monster.
And the Elephant Man.
And the boneless elephant.
boneless elephant
Yeah.
man.
boneless.
We just ripped
Who
his
is just,
skeleton
by
out.
the way, a boneless elephant man is just a man.
It's just a normal guy.
This is a normal dude, yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys again so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
This is fucking awesome for us.
You were fantastic. We appreciate it.
So go and listen to the Daoboys, and thanks for jumping off the cliff with us. We'll see you next time.
Take care of yourselves.